Hello, my name is Gadiel Montiel,
Hi, I'm Mark Kelly.
and this is Kivo Solutions. So, kind of starting off, just where we started from was so when I was in high school back in 2021, as a high schooler is on social media, you just get a lot of overconsumption. And a lot of the overconsumption at the time was just a lot of fear. A lot of fear about school shootings that were happening all the time, kids dying, kids getting shot, kids getting hurt. And that was something really close to me and one of my friends who actually was involved in a school shooting. From there, I went down the rabbit hole of protecting myself and trying to find something that I can use to equip and kind of give me peace of mind for the worst of the worst to happen. I'll be honest, I don't come from a lot of money, and a lot of the solutions were very unaffordable to start off. But as someone who cares for my own personal safety from gun violence, I was willing to make the effort of the purchase. But not only were they expensive, they were inconvenient, they were not flexible, they were uncomfortable, and overall not good products, which is kind of where I went down the rabbit, like I said, for Kivo. So looking for different solutions. What this looked like was a lot of different research, a lot of different prototypes, and a lot of just time and effort into finding what was right and kind of what was our need, so to speak, for personal protection. And this is where we got this. This is raw material. This is Kevlar, super lightweight, super flexible, and it doesn't sacrifice safety or quality. And from there is when we started to try to reach that to other people who A, couldn't afford it, or B, didn't like what was out there, just because we think personal protection from gun violence is something that everyone deserves to have.
Yeah, so I'm Mark again, and I'm from Ireland, so the concept of gun violence is really not something I'm used to. And I've always heard about it on the news and stuff, and when I came to America, I was really shocked to learn how much this can be in people's mind, especially in parents on a daily basis. So when I first seen Kivo from Gotti, I just immediately was blown away at how practical it is. I mean, it's so thin and it's so flexible. And then when you see the actual evidence of it stopping bullets, it's just really hard to believe because it just feels like a piece of canvas, really. So I was blown away by this, and I immediately just started thinking about all the force for good this could do and all the potential that this has. I mean, I just immediately thought, why doesn't everybody have this in their backpack, or at least a lot of people? Why don't schools give this away for free? I mean, it's such a simple way to provide a really high level of protection to anybody. So when Gotti then told me that it was only $36 to manufacture and get into our hands, I thought this could be a real opportunity here, because at a cost of $36 and a price of $75, that's a super affordable opportunity. And so we kind of went around pitching and talking to people, and we've already gotten about 30 pre-orders on this product already. People just immediately are taken to it. So when it comes to marketing spend and our kind of customer acquisition costs, we're already seeing this be extremely low. Especially within the Indiana market, coming from Notre Dame, and Gotti being an Indiana native himself, he has connections around Indiana in communities and schools. So we've already been able to drive initial customers just with outreach and conversations with people. People want this. People are interested in this, and so it's all detailed in the slides. But when you do out the financials, we're looking at a very low customer acquisition cost for the first year, where we think we could take over most of Indiana, which would put us in the range of around $200,000 a year. Then after that, why we need McCloskey is because this is a capital kind of intensive enterprise. We need money to get inventory, which is the main problem. It costs us about $720 to get a sheet of this material, which we then cut into the panels that would go into backpacks. So we can get about 20 sheets out of a order which costs about $720, but there's shipping on top of that as well. So we really have just been stuck with capital to get this off the ground and actually get it into people's hands. And I think that's where McCloskey would be huge for us. With $50,000, almost all the money, or the large majority of it, would go into inventory, so we can actually have product to sell because people want it. And then the rest of it would go towards marketing to expand into new markets. So that's it, detailed in our go-to-market strategy, is how we would go beyond Indiana into regional, and then also into nationwide, which is where we kind of need a larger marketing budget. And then Gotti can also touch on the business-to-business aspect of this, which is new.
Yeah, so recent development in the last few months includes something also close to my heart is my brother. In the past 4 months has become a Elkhart Sheriff County, or sheriff's deputy in Elkhart County. And it's something we didn't even think about. Like I said, everyone is always looking about the school shootings on the news, kind of like the pop words and the numbers. But something you don't realize is that, the people who put themselves in harm's way, honestly, for the better of our community. That includes my brother. So that's something that we, like I said, recent development. But since then, the first four agencies that we've contacted with, potential of, implementing or integrating our product into their everyday work, were the first four to give us letters of intent of purchasing them. Because the raw material itself is so versatile, they are interested in integrating it into different use cases, whether it be ballistic door inserts, ballistic vest inserts, and even riot shields for St. Joe SWAT and PD. As we continue to grow, we continue to kind of push for our mission to get personal protection to everyone, honestly, is because it's a human right, and we believe everyone deserves to feel safe.
Yeah, we're super excited about McCloskey. We can't wait to hopefully talk to you more about this. And thanks very much.
Thank you so much.